Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Amanda. If you like my channel, please like and subscribe. There's a notifications bell down in the corner that will let you know as to when I go live and come up so that you can hear. So if you follow me, you may have noticed that last night I posted, hey Megan, you may have noticed that I posted a vlog and took it down. Probably within a good half hour of posting it. And here's the reason for that. So I wanted to come online and talk about like productivity in this period and what I was struggling with. And it actually, hi Deli, it actually turned into a sobbing session. Apparently, I had a lot of feelings that I didn't know I was having. Like they were tucked in my pocket, and I must have been just tired enough to have that come out. So it ended up with just the vlog being a lot of feelings and a lot of sobbing. And so I did erase it because I feel that I had gotten to the point where in that emotion, it was no longer being helpful. So I definitely don't want to post things where I'm having like a serious mental breakdown on, on live. So, because that's not helpful. It's not helpful, and it can actually hurt others. If you're watching that and you're struggling and you see somebody breaking down, I don't want, I definitely don't want that for anybody else. Um, how's it going? It's going well. It's going well. Hi, Karen. Hi, Q family. Productivity. Feed yourself. Check. Breathe air. Check. Sleep at night. Check. Awesome productivity. Right. Right. And I agree with you totally, Megan. And what I had gotten caught up on is in the beginning of this, because I took it for granted that everybody would, do like me and listen to the scientists and do what they needed to do. And that did not happen. Um, I thought, well, great. I will use this time to do all the things that, I wanted to catch up on and not feel guilty about it and blah, 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 blah. And the truth is that just didn't happen. Um, I found myself almost in unable to think about anything else than this virus that's ravaging our planet right now. And that was really that stuck because I have a lot of stuff that I need to be doing. And it also took my work as a displacement consultant, and my work is ever changing anyway, and it's ever evolving. But it really did throw it up in the air because a lot of the times we're dealing with legislative issues and other issues. And at this time, everything is on pause so that we can save as many lives as possible. And that's really difficult. And then there's also a lot of feelings about how, I used to be out there. There's people that I know that are out there, people that I love that are out there, and knowing that in the end, societally, we forgot them and we left them off of any kind of planning. And regardless of whether that planning comes out now or later or whatever, they were forgotten. And it causes a whole host of all of these feelings inside. So I'm not going to go into that too much because I don't want to end up sobbing again. That was a little ridiculous. And I don't feel like it. So, but what I wanted to say too is that, in all of this, I find that my mind kind of got stunted. So a lot of the stuff I was doing that I thought I was going to do, all of this stuff, I wasn't able to do it all. Like the website, I started building, paid for all this stuff, got the thing, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have the website up and running in a day and everything else. My mind blanked out. It's really hard to learn all the new things that I need to know to progressively build my skill set. And so it takes a little while, and I got frustrated with myself. And I've calmed down on that, and I'm giving myself a little bit of a break. But it took a hit. I want to be as productive as possible, and it's really hard sitting back when the people that I love and fight for and do everything I can for are going to be really hard hit, and a lot are going to die. Sheila, hi, love you. Glad to see you're looking healthy. We're in day 5 of isolation. I've already gained 11 pounds. Stop posting food images. You're making me hungry. um, yeah, actually, if I had to say anything good about this, since I have been kind of sick while doing this, is my appetite took a hit, like a hard hit. So I have been cooking some things, but oh, I've been cooking some good things. But I kind of look at that as like part of having my projects around. Like I noticed that I was struggling and I have like the census project. And oh, if you haven't already, go fill out your census. Don't worry, I'll be posting a video on that later. But there's a lot that I'm supposed to be doing. And I found that today, yesterday was really difficult. I think I was having a lot of feelings and really didn't understand that that's what it was. Um, and today I've got my sewing machine is here. I've got my painting stuff here. That big rug that I did the arm knitting for totally unraveled on the floor. I'm going to use it as practice. I have baking stuff in the kitchen, and then okay, and those of you that know me are going to giggle a little bit, and especially Sheila. Sheila, you know how long I have wanted a baker's table, like butcher block, right? Like I've pretty much just that like my dream butcher block, baking table. So we're downstairs and I was taking Rowan out and I see this table in the garage and I'm like, hey, oh my gosh, I want that so bad. And it's not too heavy, but it's like not particle board, it's solid wood. So I was like, yay, bring it up and realize something. Like baking at this height is hard. I'm really short. And as much as I love it, I'm probably going to need a step stool because I thought it would be great because I could like set all my baking stuff up here and then I could do like a camera and then like do like a baking live. And I think that's a great idea, but I also had to giggle because yeah, I'm going to need a step stool or something. But I got my baking table, which means that I'm gonna have room for all the pie stuff, like roll it out nice and big, and I'm really excited. So that was like, yay! Very, very excited about that. So I have so far made one mask, and I think I pretty much I don't know if I like lost some sewing skill or it just like I might have overestimated my sewing skills. Hi, Maddie. Um, Karen, emotions go deep. Yep, yeah, they do, and I'm a big one for feeling my feelings, of course, and being very open and honest with my emotions. But when I got into it, I think last night's vlog was at the point where it was really just it would have been hard to understand, and it was when I break like that, that's real vulnerability, and I don't want to cause anybody else to have like I want to be uplifting as much as possible. Hi Maddie. Keep family understand things. Yeah, everybody's struggling. It's difficult. Oh, and you can see behind me, that's that's my two paintings that I'm starting on the gallery wall. I have another by the end of this, I'm gonna have a full gallery wall of all my paintings. It'll be great. So this is the mask that I made for me. And here's the thing. I don't know that I'm going to be I did order elastic, but I don't know that I'm going to be using elastic because my ears are super sensitive to anything being behind them. And I'm seeing more and more people start to have marks and bruising around this area from that. So I'm making mine with ties instead. Um, so mine just ties up like this, just like a regular bam, bam, bam. And I had to make them smaller because I have a small head. And when I did the one things that like wrapped around my head, I was like, well, I could just use a scarf. Um, I read somewhere that you can put an N95 mask in the oven at like 150 degrees or something, clean it, and reuse it. I yeah. The thing is I think we're trying to come up with any solution that seems to be okay for reusing masks, but in the end, reusing masks is not a thing. Reusing masks will cause people to die, and even with these, I can't like. Gypsy wants some and I'm supposed to be making some for them downstairs, but I'm going to have to put them in a bag and tell them throw them immediately in the dryer for like 2 hours or something. I don't even know, because these, if I was to hand these out, I'm showing symptoms. Like I could pass this on through the mask, and they're not supposed to really. These are really just for personal use, and it's kind of a placebo. Just makes us feel better. We don't know that necessarily these work at any level, and there are some studies that say that it's worse than not wearing something because it can trap the depending on the virus. The thing is, we don't know enough yet. This is all still really new. You know, we're in March. We're only into this, what, 3 months, 4 months, and in the United States, it's only really been 2. So there's going to be more and more information coming out. I think with the mask issue, I'm definitely willing to sew and make as many as I can. Do I know that that's going to be helpful in the long run? I don't know. I think we can all just, you know, do what we can do, but understand that a lot of, the stuff that's coming out as far as like reusable masks and things like that, that's not a thing. The best thing is if you have a 3D printer, Billings, Montana has a 3D printing plan where you can plant. They are reusable, and they're amazing. And if you can do that, they are asking people with 3D printers to do that. I can get information on that. Also, I put on in my descriptions the COVID response fund. So if you feel like donating to anything, um, there's the response fund there. I'm definitely saying there's a lot of organizations that are on their last legs funding everything, is drying up, of course, because people are having to really focus just on their own households. And so if you're able to, call your organizations that are front lines and ask what they need, definitely do that. Our healthcare providers right now, their children are vulnerable. Everybody could just use that neighbor that cares. So definitely reach out and be that person. Like, I think that is so important right now. And I am very, very blessed to have people reaching out to me and asking, what we need, if we're okay. It's even, and a lot of times I'm pretty low maintenance on what I need. So, I mean, I have what I need, and it's just like, it still feels good to know that there's somebody going to come and check and say, hey, are you all right? You alive? You breathing? You good? Those things feel good. So try to be that person for somebody. Just reach out and, make sure they're still breathing. That's important. Let's see, what else? Yeah, not like, honestly, it's just a matter. I do have to go and get my gardens ready here at some point to plant outside, because it is definitely planting season. And my flowers are coming back, and that makes me so happy. My lavender did phenomenally. It wintered well and is coming back. My hydrangeas are coming back. My azaleas are coming back. Onions doing great. But for regular, yeah, exactly. I mean, 158 degrees for half hour. It's not ideal at all, but for regular people not in hospitals, that might be an idea. I agree. I think that we can reach out for whatever ideas are possible, especially for personal use. I think that that's a grand, whatever we can do to keep ourselves and others safe. And anything that we can, as far as, getting supplies that are critical to our healthcare providers. It is so important, so important. So yeah, this is quite the situation. Um, I love my patio flowers, especially now you're doing blooms. I do, and I love having that area. I'm really the thing with I have a very open space, and so I have these beautiful doors, these big patio glass doors that take up like probably about half my living room. And so when it starts getting nice out, I love just like letting it open, and it feels so open. And then, I can be cooking right there, and I still have that view of the outside and the greenery and the birds. So in all honesty, it's like having a very open outdoorsy space. It's hard to describe, but I really adore it, and I think that that's going to be very helpful as the weather warms to be able to have that, and really, and hopefully no more birds fly in. We had a bird come crash in, and I felt so bad because I just washed the windows. I had just gotten like all the windows washed out. Riding home now, dodging the bike. Thank you. Good. Stay safe. Take this seriously. This is no joke. Um, love that. Sounds amazing. It really is. I have like this amazing view. Megan's been here, so she knows. But I do. I have this like absolutely amazing view, and it's very open. And I felt bad for the windows. No, I felt bad for the bird because it got stunned. And of course, Athena's dog Sejal is out there, so she opened it right away and grabbed it, and we took it inside. And I know that they can seem really hurt, but just be like stunned, and they'll come back. So I just kind of put a paper towel in there, and then all of a sudden it came back quick and not quick enough because the door had been shut, and it smacked in the glass again. I was like, ah, no! So I took it outside and just, just what I did is I held it like this and I just waited because the feet, you can kind of tell when they're getting it back, and start grabbing a little better and then moving its little self and then grabbing a little harder and then the one leg. And so, yeah, and then it flew off. And then I contacted one of my friends, another Amanda, and she is an expert on birds. And I, of course, was like, I think it's a chickadee, but it wasn't. It was a male house sparrow. And she said that when they fly into things like that, some sparrows are actually pretty resilient, but other birds, it can actually, after they fly off, it can still kill them through brain damage. And I was just like, oh my gosh, my heart just dropped. And she's like, but sparrows are really resilient, so he's probably fine. And I was like, I hope so. I really hope so. I love my birds. I do. Um, let's see. We had a hummingbird that got into our place not long ago. We luckily helped him back out. Yeah, and see, in the summer, in springtime, when I leave that big door open, that's the thing. They do fly, but they don't like fly inside. They'll fly and then like right up to where the point where they realize it's indoor. Like they might fly like a little bit inside, but they zoom back out. And I just love that. They like come in and take a look around for a second. They're not like, flying around the house, but they kind of come in, look at me, look at the setup, fly off, go eat at the hummingbird feeder. It's great. I love it. I absolutely love it. Um, Poor little guy. He was fine after we helped him out. Yeah. And that's, that is one thing too. I thought about like if I got another animal, what I would get. And I really love birds, but I just, I love enjoying them in their own habitat. I think that I would get horribly sad trying to cage one. Um, it would actually kind of break my heart a little bit. So I really enjoy them in their own atmosphere and being themselves. I especially really like crows too. They're pretty awesome. Really smart little guys. But I love all animals. I'll be honest. I'm definitely an animal fan, except for mosquitoes. Not hot on those guys. Ticks. Not hot on that. I do like spiders. I'm not like spiderly or anything, but I used to like let one or two live in my tent because they take care of any other bugs that'll come in. You will have a if you let a good spider, not a poisonous one, but like a good wolf or a good orb reaver up in your stuff, you'll have no insects, and they're pretty and they're chill. They don't want to mess with you. um, I love them in their own being. Yeah, there's something about seeing a being thrive in its habitat that is beautiful. Um, and so much more so than an animal that's been caged. Yeah, after the kids were little, zoos kind of, we all are just like, man, that's horrible. But I'm very grateful for, like live cams and stuff where we get to see them. And, I have a beautiful camera that I can go out with. I'm still a little sketch on, I'll be honest, like I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, I could use this time to like go everywhere and take all the pictures of everything. And I'm still a little sketch about that. I am really worried about the possibility of spread. I just it's nerve-wracking, but it is kind of killing me. This would be the best perfect time to be out like taking all the pictures of everything. But yeah, that's not an option right now. But I have an amazing deck and I can take lots of cool pictures from there as like because I got great views. So we got mountains and stuff. Um, does anybody have any questions? I'm going to ask you guys, how are you all doing? How are you guys doing coping with this? How are your feelings? How are you guys doing? Are you feeling good? I know kayak excursions, stay safe. Definitely dodge that virus. Like everybody needs to be at arm's length. Is everybody able to work from home? Is anybody an essential employee? And what does essential mean to you? If you're from a different country, how is your country handling this? Hopefully better than ours. I had a dream last night that I accidentally was good. That's exactly the thing to do is as frustrating as it is. But I have such a good group of friends. Tony got a hold of me this morning, and so we are going to have a wild online game of evil apples, which is similar to Cards Against Humanity tonight. And, you know, I think that there are things that we can do to keep connected with one another. I'm very lucky because my lifestyle was almost very similar to this before, except for way more outdoor time. And, my meetings were like in person um, or outreach. But I do have projects here and I am a homebody and I do love having my space to do me in. And so it wasn't, that in and of itself, it's more like becoming stable in the emotions of what's going on outside and things that I can't control. Because I think that's the crux of it is in situations that I can't control, I might be looking for things that I can control. So what I did is I set up little stations. Like, I don't know if you can see. I'll show you. Okay. There's my little sewing station right there. There's my little table for baking. The unraveled rug and paints. And there's my little painting station. So I can just float through my activities and still like have my mind set on something and instead of on the emotional up and down of all of this. Let's see. We're staying and doing a solo. We FaceTime with our kids and mom checks in with others. Send notes. Oh, thank you so much. I love getting your cards. Thank you. You and Megan send me cards and it's wonderful. I was like, oh crap, there are people everywhere. And I tried to get out, but I got lost and couldn't find the exit. That sounds like one of those trap dreams. Yeah, that's not. I'll be honest. I take meds to sleep because the brain injury made it so that I can't get what's called REM or deep sleep. It'll throw me out of it before I can get there. So I take night meds. So I am actually loving the lack of dreaming right now because I don't think I'd want to. I'm pretty sure that this situation could definitely cause insomnia in me. Um, I feel like I think we'd all like to be able to accomplish more, but it doesn't seem to be happening. It's tough. More at home, more home. Yeah, I think, and well, here's the thing too. And there's an adjustment period. When anything changes, there's an adjustment. It's like for myself, I know even when I was, when I was displaced and I got to Seattle, there was a period of um, time where I had to gather my bearings and like go, whew, center myself, look around at my environment. Like, okay, here's where I am. Here are my choices. Here is what I'm able to do. Here's what I'm not. Thank you so much. I appreciate this so much. It does help a lot. Um, but after you center and you find that and gather your bearings and know where you're at, I think then we're more able to find that place where we can accomplish other things. Because I think that maybe some of us are finding out how much we did accomplish. Like we humans are interesting creatures. And I think that there has been a view in our society for a long time that if you don't have an employer or you're not somehow being exploited, that you're not doing enough. And I think the more that we realize and get within ourselves that, you know, this is a situation that's outside of one's control, it teaches a lot of people that it isn't necessarily about what you do or don't do. Sometimes circumstances dictate that you are where you are. And at that point, you need to look at your choices at that juncture. Because I know for like, especially being in house, people say, well, if I was A, B, or C, I would do A, B, or C. And it's like, well, until you're there, you don't know what choices you have. You have to find yourself in the situation. Look at the situation for what it is and where you are in it. And then look at the choices from there. And so I kind of look at this a lot the same about that is that there is a time and a space first for gathering one's bearings and looking at the situation and determining our place in it. And then all of that. um, Watching the news and seeing all the dust, it consumes us. So we try to do as much as we can to not watch all the updates limited. I see somebody struggling at home. My heart goes out to all of them. Exactly what you're saying. I do want to say too, Kayak Excursions has his own channel. I don't understand all of it because I'm not a mechanical person. I'm just gonna I don't know if a lot of people know that. Like, I'm very crafty, but mechanical stuff. But it is a cool channel, and it's very interesting to see what somebody can do with hands-on mechanical shit. So stuff. Sorry, I'm trying. But I appreciate your support, and I seriously, it means a lot in this time. About balance, though, I have found that in this space of centering and finding out where I'm at in all of this and calm, I do find myself very almost hyper focused on the numbers. I became hyper focused on reactions to what was happening and on how I was feeling about it, and I was very angry and hurt and all of these things. And I was like on my own feed, my Facebook feed, I was sharing all of these things and really just like hyper aware and hyper focused until I realized for myself I got kicked out of a pizza place. Yeah, it's takeout only. Take it seriously. Although I ran out of coffee yesterday, and was like, I am not making it through anything without coffee. So I did put put an order to Starbucks in to get beans. It's been, yeah, this whole thing with trying to get foods and like, okay, I'm gonna laugh a little bit. Um, there was somebody on my feed that was washing their food in their sink. Sorry. So if you have food and you want to wash your food, wipe it down with wipes. Um, don't put your cold foods in too hot water or soapy water. So I think the best thing with washing things that come in, wipe it down, take all precautions necessary. Let's not get crazy with it. Do I need to send you more coffee? Yeah, I need coffee. I'll be honest, I need coffee. You can send coffee. You can send coffee at any time. I got this one from Starbucks. This one I hadn't had before. It's like called Siren's Blend, and it's all right. I found that I'm not big on like the citrusy blends of coffee. I tend to prefer like nuts. I like more of a like uh, nuttier aroma or a nuttier flavor. That last one you sent was amazing. I really liked that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I should do a video on how to make pizza. I made so okay. They Gypsy J, all those guys downstairs had gone to the food bank, and so they knocked on my door and they left these bags outside of the food. And I thought it was just the sweetest thing. People are being, when I say they're being sweet and kind and loving, I'm not going to get emotional about it because I am not turning this vlog into what happened last night. But they have these like little, and I'm not a huge sourdough fan, but whatever. So I had this excess brie in the fridge that I wasn't using, and they had these like little personal sourdough things with like little X's breads, and I cut the middle out of it, and I put the brie inside and put the middle back on, wrapped it into foil, and heated it till the cheese is all melty, and then roasted some broccoli, just like light salt and pepper, a little bit of avocado oil, roasted it, and then dipped that in there. Oh my gosh, there are so many things to make that are so yummy. Like, did you see that? Yeah. The only thing that I wish I would have done is maybe hit it with a torch on the top to like kind of brown it, because I love, like, okay, I do like taking pictures of food. And even if it's like, I try to be honest, like if I take a really nice picture and it's a really pretty plate, I'll try to be honest later, be like, hey, it's beautiful, but it wasn't like the greatest. I got to work on it. But that was pretty good. I just wish I would have like for maybe, pretty sake, torch the top, making amazing meals at home, and I'm not a cook like you are. Um, I think it's just, I've seen so many people now taking up cooking and baking, and I find it amazing. And I see, like, it's neat to see. Okay, okay, a little bit of history. um, if you watched my blogs before, you know that I was an abused child, whatever. But I had some really happy moments in my life when I was young. Every once in a while, my grandparents would take me and have me stay with them for a while. And we're from rural Montana, which is up in the mountains. So I'm a mountain girl. And one of the things that my grandmother always did was cook and bake. And from the time I could stand on my little step stool, I was always involved with that. So it's something that has always brought a lot of peace to me and joy. And even when she passed away, having those recipes that I remember eating, having that time that I remember having was so important. And now during this, I'm seeing people with their children making those memories, doing those beautiful things and spending that time. And it makes me joyful. It makes me really happy because I know what that means later on. And and the kind of joy that can come from that. And so seeing everybody now taking that time with their family and putting together meals and talking about the taste and the spices and the ways of making it, it's just amazing. It's so cool. My daughter has been like, me and my daughter, we talk every day. So we've been texting pictures back and forth. She is vegan, gluten free. So I am learning a lot of stuff from her. Like now my girl, she taught me about tomato storage about 3 months ago. I have always been putting my tomatoes in the refrigerator. And apparently you don't. You leave them on the counter and they don't go bad as fast. And I started it and I was like, wow, thank you for that tip. So she's definitely coming into her own and makes these phenomenal meals. She's just not as like, I'm pretty hooked up on my social media, and she doesn't want to irritate people with like pictures of food. I'm like, well, it's my page. I really feel the same way about all my feeds as I feel about this one. It's my page, my channel. I do me. I do me. um, yeah, right. Isn't that important? Yeah, my daughter is, she's an amazing human being. And I absolutely adore her. And we've been discussing that when this is all over, that we definitely need to be closer to one another. She is in Kentucky, so I am definitely, we're discussing her coming out here because I'm never doing the Southern thing again. And I love Seattle. I really do. I love this area. I love the Pacific Northwest. It feels like home to me. And I think that, if she comes out, maybe she'd enjoy it too. If not, we'll work out something. But it's definitely, it puts me in mind of, that it's not always, I hope I see her again, should never take things for granted. And I never want to, I sent her a thing the other day that said, I wish I could have hugged you longer. Like if I would have known, I wouldn't let go. But we can't change that. And that just means that next time I see her, I'll hug her a little longer. Because I'll have a good appreciation. But if anything, like, right, isn't this like sparking this like deep appreciation for our lives, our homes? Like, I am so grateful right now that I have a place to be safe, that I have a place to be okay. Look at this. I have a sewing machine. I have material. I have paints. I have food. I have warmth. I have clean water. Like, I have everything I need. I'm so blessed. So blessed. And there's so many people to thank for that. So, all right. Getting emotional again. I'll have a new season of life with her. I believe that. I do. And, both my daughters, my little one lives with her too. So both my daughters live together, and they're doing their best to keep each other safe and happy. And when all of this is over, we'll pick up where we were, and hopefully though, society, we will understand. What I want people to understand, and this is something that I hope everybody really takes to heart after this, is that it's not always about us. It's not always about what we can do. I've heard so many people say, well, if I was unhoused, I would go sweep floors. I would go, and I'm like, yeah, okay, you can go business to business and ask them for, can I sweep your floors? Can I clean your fridges? Can I wipe your stuff down? Can I have a job? And you think you're not number 1,485,000,000 that's tried that? It's there. The options, you got to look at the choices from where you're at. And sometimes circumstances dictate very vulnerable and tough spots, but it doesn't mean that you don't deserve basic necessities. And it doesn't mean that you don't matter. And it doesn't mean that your life doesn't matter. You know, you matter. No matter where you are in life, you matter. And I hope that after all of this, we can all put our heads together and decide how to help people really thrive and invest in people. Because I know what it feels like to be able to invest in my community after being invested in. It's a feeling like none other. To be able to help others once you've been helped, this ripple effect is amazing. And so I just want others to feel that. And and I hope everybody has someone, no matter where, that can just check up and say, "Are you okay? You matter." And if you don't, let me be you. Let me be that person. You matter. You matter. You matter. You matter. Regardless of any monetary distinction, no matter where you are, no matter what, you matter. Okay. Okay. Any comments, questions? Because if not, I am going to get off of here and turn back on my music and get busy with cycling through all this stuff. I will be posting, it's not going to be a live, it's going to be a video talking about the census. Just know that that's part of my actual job. So I want you guys to, I didn't actually realize how important the census is to garnering supplies and critical necessities for our residents in our communities and states and things like that. So I'm going to make that video and get that out. So just understand that that's coming. And please comment if you wanted me to talk about different things. Like this is the time. This is definitely the time to have all sorts of conversations. So in the comments, leave ideas, questions that you have. Be respectful, because you my blocking is still strong. Don't get it twisted. But do those things, and let's conversate. Or if I might even just turn on the live and chill with you guys and do some painting or something, where it's not just talking or whatever. So I might do just like a, what was I thinking, like a marathon. Just leave it up and be like, hey guys, and go about business. But all right, I will talk to you all later. You guys have an amazing day. Stay safe. Take this so seriously, please. I I want every single viewer that I have safe still. Like, please, please stay safe. You matter, truly. All right, I'll talk to you all later. Bye.